Welcome to We Are Soccer.
Ooh.
All right, we got a special Euro 2020 extra time edition for you guys here. As normal, I've got Nate with me. Nate, how's it going, buddy? You seem to have some
We
sort
did
of...
it. We made it. It's coming. It's coming home.
No, okay, we'll talk about that. You've got that backwards as usual, but we'll talk about that. All right, today we're gonna break down the group standings, who made it through, who did not make it through, and then we'll break down the round of 16. All right, you ready, Nate?
Born for this.
Let's do it. All right, out of Group A, out of the 4 teams, Italy, Wales, and Switzerland made it through. Turkey did not. I don't know about you, Nate, but Turkey for me were probably the most disappointing team in the entire tournament. They just did not show up to play. Very disappointing.
Yeah, I mean, I expected them to do something. I think Wales and Italy kind of showed me what I thought. Actually, Italy was more surprised they did, being that no one was really talking about them coming into it. And that was a good side. I thought they would get second at least. Those 3 teams did what I thought they would do, but I thought Turkey would actually put up a bit of a fight. They didn't seem to do anything. But Italy was very surprising on how well they handled everyone.
I agree. Italy were they have gone from a team that could possibly do some damage in the tournament to a front runner. The way they've been playing, I think they've been excellent. So it's good to see them. I really like that Wales got out of that group as well. Last piece I'll say on this, the Group A standings, Turkey, they literally scored 1 goal and they let in 8. They had a -7 goal difference. So just very very disappointed in them. We'll move on to Group B. Belgium, Denmark, Finland, and Russia. Coming out of this group, the winners are Belgium, and then Denmark get through into second place. Finland and Russia go home. Russia, another disappointing team there. Didn't quite put up very good performances. They only scored 2 goals. Just not great.
Yeah, I thought they were going to be a lot bit better than what they did. They just struggled. They never got going. They never found that form from their World Cup games that they had years prior. Belgium came to play. I mean, Belgium really surprised me. I thought they were going to struggle. Getting their 2 main midfielders back certainly just changed everything for them. And Denmark, through massive adversity, I think overcame something that really I think any other team would crumble, to be honest with you. So I hats off to Denmark. I thought they were going to do well in the beginning, but then when they lost to Finland and the matter that they have of losing Eriksson, I thought they were just done. I thought they were just going to fold. But hats off to them for playing.
I agree. Hats off to Denmark there. So Belgium and Denmark advance. Group C, Netherlands, Austria, and Ukraine advance. Macedonia are headed home. Macedonia put up a good fight. I thought they did really well. When no one really expected them to do any real damage. But they put up more of a fight than I thought they would. So I was glad to see that.
I mean, they fought, but I think both of us called it, so that one was done and dusted. I really like this Austria team. I don't know why. I just do. I just like them. I like how they play. I'm a fan of them. I hope they do well against Italy. I think they'll get knocked out, but I do like that the Austria team for what they're worth, and hats off to them for the first time advancing in this tournament to the round of 16.
Agreed. And Netherlands, I thought, they started out a little slow, but man, they came together. I thought Netherlands did really well, and I personally, Group C finished up the exact way I thought it was going to, with Netherlands, Austria finishing 1 and 2, the Ukraine finishing 3rd and still advancing in 3rd, and then North Macedonia heading home. So yeah. We'll move on to Group D, one of my favorite groups in the tournament. We've got England, Croatia, Czech Republic, and Scotland. Scotland heading home. A very poor showing from them, scoring 1 goal and letting in 5. So kind of just not a good showing from Scotland. I expected more. I thought they would. I thought they'd somehow grab that 3rd seed and advance, but wasn't to be. I assume you have the same thoughts on Scotland.
I thought they were gonna fail. I liked Croatia. I still like Croatia. I think they're not a bad side. Czech Republic. I thought they could, do something there. I thought Scotland is the one to go out. But just question if only scoring 1 goal was not very good. Only scoring 2 goals would be
Slightly
good,
better.
bad. Slightly better, but probably not that great. And that's all that England really did. And I know everyone's going to throw things at me, but I think they struggled. And I think they are struggling. And if you put in that poor performance against Belgium, Portugal, Italy, France, Netherlands, Sweden, I think you're in trouble.
We'll get to this later, but I will say that the goal difference that England had of +2, England didn't let in a goal. Little luck, but some hard work. So England advances the top of the group, Croatia 2nd, and Czech Republic go through in 3rd place. Group E, Sweden 1, Spain 2, both of them advancing. Slovakia and Poland heading home. I don't know about you, but I definitely didn't see Spain finishing 2nd in the group and Sweden finishing 1st. This was a group. It was actually a pretty tough group of Sweden, Spain, Slovakia, and Poland. Some good teams right there. Poland disappointing, really.
I mean, Poland did what Poland does in tournaments, which is not very well. I didn't think they were going to do well. I thought they were going to be out of this group. Sweden was an unsuspected surprise, and I think they're a legit team holding that Spain team that scored, I believe, the most amount of goals in a Euro match ever. 2-0. And it seems working for them right now. See if they can carry it forward.
Right. Well, I think Spain are going to struggle. I think they're just going to have some issues. And I don't see Sweden being a contender. I don't see Sweden at all being a contender the way they play. They've got some injuries, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes. And then we've got the group of death, everybody's favorite group. And oh boy, did this produce some results. So France finished 1st, Germany finished 2nd, Portugal 3rd, and Hungary 4th. Hungary heading home. I think this is the way I expected the group to finish. I expected France 1, Germany 2nd, Portugal 3rd, with Hungary heading home. But Hungary, I don't know, that those performances they put in. I'm sad to see them heading home. I thought they deserved more. They put in some great performances against some of the big boys. I mean, they tied France, they tied Germany. I don't know. I don't know what to say, man. I thought I enjoyed watching them play.
In the beginning, I thought Hungary was a much better side than what people were giving them credit for. I think, again, and I said it in the beginning, if you put them in a different group, if you put them in a group with England, I'm not saying they beat England maybe, but I think they're going forward. I think they would have went forward in, many of the other groups there. Unfortunately, they got stuck in the group of death. But yeah, they did make things very, very difficult for all 3 teams. I mean, even Portugal, you look at the end, it was 3-0, but they didn't score that until the very, very end. And then they got caught trying to push forward. So
yeah, I agree. Well, I think we've got 16 teams that moved on to the next round here, to the knockout phases here. And I think what we'll do, Nate, is we'll play a little game. We'll call it Contenders versus Pretenders. So what we'll do is we'll go through each matchup, and then we'll decide which team is a contender and which team is a pretender and which teams we think will advance. Sound good? All right, let's do it. All right, First game comes up Saturday, June 26th. First game of the knockouts, Wales versus Denmark from Amsterdam. Wales and Denmark, pretenders, contenders, and who's winning that, Nate? Who do you think?
Wales is the bag. They did all right, but I think Denmark comes in that game flying, and I think they win that one and move on.
All right, this is a tough one for me. I think Denmark, without Eriksson and with everything they've been through, they're not quite a contender. I don't want to call them a pretender, but I just don't see them having I don't see them having what's needed to go through. I think actually Wales come out and we win this one. I think Wales continue on. I do not expect Wales to go on and win the tournament. I see them winning this game and moving on to the next round, but I don't see them winning the tournament. So I want to call them a pretender, but good enough to beat Denmark in this game. Next game on the docket.
I think Denmark gets by on the hopes and dreams.
Unfortunately, yeah, the hopes and dreams of Denmark.
Yeah.
The next game on the docket is Italy and Austria. I know you're really looking forward to this game. You really have taken an affinity to Austria. I know you like the way they play, but do you think they can overcome Italy? And Italy is so good right now, so good.
Yeah. If Austria is playing somebody else, I'd probably say contenders, but they're going to be a little bit of pretenders here. I think Italy goes through.
100% agree. I cannot disagree with you in any way. Italy are not even a dark horse anymore. They've got to be one of the favorites with the amount of goals they've scored and how they have played. So Italy, for me, I don't know if they're the number one contender, but man, they're in the top three for sure. And Austria for sure, pretender there. And then we move on to Sunday, the 27th of June. First game of that day is Netherlands and Czech Republic. This is a good game. This is going to be a good game. What's your thoughts on this one?
Netherlands squashed them.
Oh, all right.
I think Netherlands is a contender. Republic there. He's a bit of a pretender. I like how Netherlands is playing. I think the pay is really good and on fire, and I think they just carry that forward.
There's no way I can disagree with that. Netherlands are playing very well. I think they're going to go ahead and squash Czech Republic. I think it'll be a little bit closer game than what people think, but Czech Republic at this point with the players they have, and they're a pretender for sure. Netherlands contender, so for sure we're on the same page. The next game on Sunday, this is a really intriguing game. Belgium and Portugal from Sevilla, Spain. I mean, talk about a matchup, right? Belgium and Portugal. What do we got, buddy?
I'm going Belgium the contender. I'm going to say Portugal the pretender. I like them, but this Belgium side with your midfield healthy, they're going to do some damage, and I don't see Portugal getting by them. I just don't.
Again, I think we're on the same page. Belgium are one of the class teams of this tournament. They're going to take this game. I think Portugal have actually been pretenders the entire tournament. They are lucky to have gotten to where they are. They have not played very well. That game, they lost the other day to Germany. That was poor. I think they were poor. I think they got the tactics wrong. They're going to get really found out here by Belgium. So you and I are on the same page there. All right. Then we move on to Monday, 28th of June. Croatia and Spain from Copenhagen. You want to tell me who you think's the pretender and who's the contender in this one?
If Spain put on a performance like they did today, if they got their stuff together like they had today, I think they can be a contender coming out of this. Croatia kind of looked a bit slow and old. I hate to say that because I'm old and slow, but they didn't look the Croatia of old. So unless they can rally, I think right now they're pretenders.
I think this is going to be the opposite. I see Spain heading home. I see Spain getting back into some funky ways and not being able to score again. Morata not doing what he's doing. I see them failing here, and I see Croatia making it very tough for them. And Modric and company, I think they'll take this game. I think Croatia are a contender, and Spain are the pretenders. So I think we're going to disagree here. I think Croatia move on to the next round.
Well, they do have that ability to turn it around, like they have in the last game they played.
Yep.
So who knows?
Yep. We'll see how that goes. The last game for Monday the 28th is France versus Switzerland. Go ahead, give me your thoughts on this. I think we're going to agree.
Yeah, I'm going to say that France is definitely probably in this aspect the contender, and a bit of the pretender there. I was expecting a little bit better out of them, but they really have looked disorganized actually playing. So I think France comes up top. I think France did very well in the group of death. I think they showed against Portugal how they can come back in their class as long as they're not diving in the box.
Mm-hmm.
But I think you'll see a fairly well France side beat Switzerland.
I think that they'll beat them handily. Yeah, you're 100% correct there. So France advanced there in both of our brackets. Then we come down to the final day of the group of 16, where we've got Tuesday, June 29th, game number 1 for the day. England versus Germany from Wembley, London. I don't know. Who do you think is going to take this one, Nate?
Well, geez. You know that I have a German driver's license that could be revoked if I don't say Germany. I'll say this. I think both teams are pretenders. I think if England doesn't learn and figure it out on how to score, they're going to be very short-lived. And I think if Germany doesn't figure out their defensive issues, they're going to be very short-lived.
Yeah.
So you got a team that had put in 2 goals in 3 games against not very good opponents. And then you got Germany that basically defensive error after defensive error after defensive error in every game they played. So you have 2 teams with issues on opposite side of the ball. Penalty kicks, that's where it's going. Penalty kicks.
If it goes to penalties, there's only going to be one winner, isn't there?
Germany.
So if it doesn't go to penalties, you think England could take it?
I think either team, depending on if they fix their problems.
Yeah.
And that's my honest approach. Honest, taking off my fan hat of Germany.
Yeah.
And not that I'm a neutral with England. Germany has defensive issues. I don't know what their problem is. Maybe they bench one of their defensive midfielders, Gretzka, put on Neuhaus, or not switch the formation, but switch the personnel. It's not working. They're getting caught left and right.
Right.
And then England, they got attacking problems. I'm not sure how you continue playing. Everyone's going to yell at me, but Harry Kane is not really doing much for you.
I agree, but it's hard to take out the number 1 goal scoring and number 1 assist getter in the best league in the world, right? So it's hard to take him out, because if Gareth Southgate benches him and England lose, then Southgate looks like an idiot. But if he's in the lineup and England lose, he went the safe route.
And this is also and this is also the problem of coaching big teams like these. Sometimes you got these big superstars, you can't bench them, even if they're having a bad tournament. I'm not saying Harry Kane's a bad player. I'm saying he is having a bad tournament. That can happen. Could it change? Absolutely could change. Yeah, it absolutely could change. But that's the problem, is you got to ride. You're riding and dying with them, and you're hoping it changes, because if you pull them and it doesn't work anyways, you're in trouble. So the safe route is leave them in. I know I would. You have a Jadon Sancho not seeing a lot of time. You got a Rashford not seeing a lot of time. You got some attacking. You have a lot of attacking players that are very good, that are struggling. And then on the German side, you have a lot of defensive midfielders that are solid, that are not getting in the time over Godon, and that's kind of a problem there.
I agree. I think because of Germany's defensive problems, I don't I see them conceding a goal or two. I see England being solid in the back, not letting any in. I see England taking my English flag, Aston Villa flag. I see England taking this one. I don't see it going to penalties. I see England coming out of their shell. I see Foden, Grealish, Mount, Kane. I think Kane will score one in this game. I think they finally break out. I think they've been conservative in the first three games, playing safe and playing knowing that they were going to get to the next round. So job done getting to the next round. But now Gareth Southgate has to get that forward line and that midfield firing, and I think they will figure it out. It's all guns blazing. I think they figure it out. I see England advancing. And if they can get that forward line and that midfield really blazing and really going at it and humming along like it should, they become a real contender in this tournament. So,
Well, until they beat someone that's,
I agree.
good
Yep.
by more than a goal,
Yep.
and not just grinding it out, because that's what Sweden has done. And I think we both can say Sweden's not going to win the whole thing. But what's the difference between Sweden and England? Sweden didn't let any goals. Sweden scored more goals than actually England. So, till they beat a team, I'm saying they're pretenders. And until Germany, I mean, on the same side, in fairness, until Germany learns to defend or fix the problems and the mistakes they've been having, they're pretenders too. I mean,
yeah, I can't disagree with you.
oh man, my driver's license gone now. Oh.
Yeah, you're gonna have to kiss that one goodbye.
It's good until 2035.
2035.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
That's a long time.
Yeah. They don't renew it for 4 years. They give you like a long-term one. It's awesome.
Yeah, that's nutty. All right. Well, you mentioned Sweden, and they are the last game of the round of 16. Sweden and the Ukraine. They play at Hampden Park in Glasgow. Who do you think is the pretender and who's the contender in this one? Or are they both pretenders? What are your thoughts?
I think Sweden's a bit of a contender. I think they have a strategy. I think they're going to be tough to beat going forward. I think they win against Ukraine. Now against England, Germany, I don't know, but they have the ability to frustrate you and then crack you open. They've had a game plan. They have a game plan every one of their games, executing it, and it's working for them. I mean, it's working solidly for them. So, at first I thought maybe just Spain and some of these teams were really, really bad, but Spain put in 5 goals against the team the other day. It's not that bad, Poland, yeah, they struggle as well, but they made Poland look very easy. So they got a game plan there. As a United fan, you kind of got to be frustrated with that center back that's playing really, really well, but they can't play well for your own team. But They got a game plan and it's working for them. So we'll see how long they can carry this forward.
I'll agree with you. I think Spain are going to put. Sweden are going to put in that game plan, and they're going to carry that forward. I think they beat Slovakia pretty easily. I'm sorry, Ukraine, yeah. Sweden, Ukraine. I was looking at the standings.
Yeah,
I think
they also beat Slovakia easy.
Yeah, I think Sweden put in a nice game plan like they've done in their previous 3 games. They're defensive. They have a counterattack that really seems to be working. I think they take it to Ukraine, and Ukraine is going to get found out pretty quick here. As far as naming Sweden as a contender, no, I don't see them as a contender for the tournament. I think they'll falter in the next round, but that's okay. As long as they win this one, it'll be a good showing for them.
See, I could see him winning going forward. I could see him winning against the England side, who get caught because they both have weaknesses that we just about, unless they fix them. But I think they'll get dumped out when they play like Netherlands, that I think is going to ride on easily.
Okay.
So,
well, obviously, this is just a round of 16. It's a knockout phase. So what we'll do is we'll let this round go and play. And it finishes up on Tuesday there, the 29th of June. And then, Nate, you and I will have to get back together. We'll do another video and pick out. We'll talk about the games that happened in this round. And then we'll talk about who's advancing and those matchups. And we'll play contenders and pretenders again, because this has been enjoyable. I've enjoyed
Yep.
it.
And because
Go ahead.
yeah, I mean, it all changed around. They get a couple days break. They get a little bit of time to collect themselves and see what worked, what didn't.
Yep.
Someone put it very well, I think, today online when they said get out of your group, and then it matters on who you play. And there's a lot to that. Get out of your group and then see who you play and how that works.
Yep.
So teams coming out, some rise, some fall. Stranger things happen. Today's contender is tomorrow's pretender, almost,
Agreed. Well, lots to look forward to. We're only about halfway through the tournament. Lots coming up. If you guys want to have your say and who you think is a pretender and who's a contender, go ahead and jump in on the We Are Soccer Facebook group. We got lots of banter going forth. We got lots of discussions and a few little arguments going on. Have your say, and you let us know who you think is a pretender and who's a contender. Nate, I want to say thank you again for joining me on our special edition here of Euro 2020 extra time with We Are Soccer. And again, we'll get together next week. Guys, if you're watching, don't forget, we're live Saturday morning. So go ahead and join us then, where we'll be talking again about the Euros, because some of the games will be played and more games coming up. It's going to be fun. Nate, thanks again, buddy. You want to add anything towards the end here?
Nope. It's always a pleasure, and let's see what happens.
All right. Sounds good, buddy. All right. Cheers.
Prost.